Hey folks, I just wanted to talk to one topic here of conversation. And this is this idea that the eye contact is such a powerful thing with our dogs. And just being aware of our eye contact with our dogs and beginning to be mindful of how is our dog perceiving our eye contact. When we're giving our dog eye contact, is it helping us all head in the direction we want to go in? And so I oftentimes, have dogs struggling here with anxiety or reactivity or aggression. The dog is clearly not doing the right thing, and the owner is stressed as a result. And what I see time and time again is an owner or a human's tendency to just stare at the dog's eyes and to give the dog a tremendous amount of visual attention when the dog is not doing the right thing. Now, in some cases, like you got a French bulldog and he's silly and he's goofy and you give him attention and he just acts silly, like who cares? The dog acts silly. But in other cases where you have a dog that maybe is having anxiety or aggression or reactivity or disobeying you, and you begin to give them a lot of attention for these behaviors or this kind of state of mind that they're in, what can happen is a very clear feedback loop where the dog does the behavior and we look at the dog, and the dog 100% sees our look at them as a reward or a reinforcer, or they essentially see us as supporting them in whatever task they're in. So like a lot of times, you'll go into the house, everyone will tell you, hey, the dog's nervous. And then everybody's staring at the dog. And the dog is there going, I am nervous, but now I'm really nervous because everybody's staring at me. And man, this is always what happens. I get nervous, everybody stares at me. Now I feel more nervous. Man, I don't really know what to do. So I don't know. Maybe I should bite someone and they'll stop all staring at me. I don't know. Or perhaps we have a dog where they go into public and they get overwhelmed, and we attempt to try to explain to people, that our dog's nervous or our dog's not sure, and the person crouches down, they start staring at our dog. They think they're helping the dog, but the dog is actually overwhelmed because they're being stared at. So I'm not saying, never stare at your dog or never look at your dog, but what I'm saying is be mindful of what you're communicating to your dog and ask yourself, is this effective? Is my eye contact having the desired effect? If I'm looking at the dog with my eyes and I'm attempting to understand what is going on with them, when I look at them in their eyes, do I actually understand what's going on with them? And if I understand what's going on with them, I should have no problem making progress towards my goals. Whether it's a fast progress or slow progress, I should be moving in the right direction, away from problematic behaviors and more towards a better behaved dog. So, what am I saying to the dog and how are they interpreting this? For my own dogs, I tell people I typically have 3 ways that I'm going to look at the dog. One way I look at the dog is, wow, you're doing incredible. Good job, Lucas. What a good boy. Yeah, good boy, buddy. Good. And Lucas knows when I'm looking at him with these eyes, good job, buddy. Keep it up. Down. Good boy. Good, Lucas. But this one, no. No, Lucas. No. No. Okay, these eyes, when I look at him with those eyes, that's telling him stop doing that. I don't like that behavior. Now, that look may be accompanied with body language or other actions to help him understand. Just like the previous look of good job might be accompanied with treats and toys and petting to let him know, hey, when I look at you in this way, you're doing great. When I look at you in this other way, you're not doing so great. So one way I look at the dog is to say, you're doing great. Another way I look at the dog is to say, don't do that. I don't like that. Either stop that right now or don't do that tomorrow, depending on the level of intensity that you see in my eyes. Now, the third way I'm going to look at the dog is a way that I look at them in their eyes very minimally, and that's to look at them and to try to ascertain what they're thinking or what's going on in their head. Most often, although the eyes and looking into their eyes is going to give me a little bit of information. Where are they looking? What are they looking at? How focused are they? How fixated are they? How scared are they? How alert are they? How aroused are they? a lot more information is going to come from me looking at their body language or looking at their eyes when they're not looking at me. Okay, and this is what I'm talking about. When I'm talking about we're looking at the dog when they're in a confused headspace, we're looking at them trying to figure out what they're thinking, and then they're looking at us trying to figure out what we're thinking. So if I do look at them to check their eyes to see what they're thinking, I just want to check in for a second or two, see what they're thinking, see what I can ascertain, and then behave in a certain way and see, does that affect what they're thinking? So let's say, for example, I have a dog like this guy, and he's staring at people coming in the house. He's really nervous. People are coming in. I know he gets reactive when people come in. So I look at his eyes. Now, maybe I pull out a toy for a second, and I see when I pull the toy out, does he look at the toy with a little bit of hope? Does he look at the toy with a little bit of excitement? If he does, then I might have an opportunity to go, hey, Percy, you want to play? And I pull out a toy, and I might be able to get him to play. If I pull the toy out and I glance over at Percy and I can tell he's not interested in the toy, he's just kind of looking around like this, or maybe he's staring at the person who just showed up, I know, hey, maybe he's too fixated, he's too focused right now. I need to maybe move him away from the person, or maybe I need to make the toy make a squeaking sound. Maybe I need to move him outside where we can play. Maybe I need to tie him back and go greet the person and then come back. So the eyes are going to tell me information, but really, I want to avoid, staring at the dog when we're both confused, when we're both struggling, when we don't know what's going on, when we don't have a clear pathway towards success. And instead of staring at them, I want to look at their eyes for a second, glance down there, take it into consideration, and then make changes accordingly, based on what I'm seeing. So all in all, the big takeaway from this video is just be mindful of your eye contact, and how are you feeling when you're looking at the dog? How are they feeling when they're being looked at by you? And is this process of looking at the dog a reflex or a habit that's formed that perhaps might be something that if we shift away from, we might see the dog's behavior change. We might see our relationship change. We might see us having a look from our dog more of, man, I'm looking at my owner because my owner gives me really clear guidance and they tell me what to do. And if I'm confused at all, they're going to let me know what to do, or they're going to make the changes necessary. Or maybe we have a dog that goes, man, I just love looking up at my owner. And that means I'm doing the right thing when they're looking at me. And man, they're going to, tell me what to do. And then they're going to look at me and they're going to say, good job. And then I'm going to know I'm doing things properly. Or maybe we have a problematic dog and we realize, hey, maybe I think I'm looking at them in a way that says, stop this, but I'm not. I'm looking at them in a way where they say, man, I'm getting a bunch of attention for this, right now. So just something to think about, folks. Be mindful of the eyes and the eye contact and, think about that. But at the same time, don't put a ton of pressure on yourself and start walking around staring up at the clouds because you think you're going to make your dog nervous. Just be mindful, and I promise you with time you will begin to understand more how your eyes and your dog's eyes work together to lead to a great relationship. Remember, as always, folks, we don't blame them, we train them. I'm always available for online help. You could follow me, followtheleadercanine.com. We always appreciate people liking and subscribing to these videos. And also there's content on Instagram, as well as my poetry book, Loving, Losing, and Leading, which is a poetry book I just put out on Amazon under the name Eric Stokel. So I hope you're all well, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Until next time.